The Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark Trilogy by Alvin Schwartz. So I grew up with these books. I've read them so many times, and I even have the original books I bought years ago sitting right here beside me. And finally, I get to talk about them on the channel. And I really have to show these off because these books are very unique, and the artwork is just stunning and creepy as hell. That's the first one. This is the second one. So that was the second one, and this is the third book. So these books are made up of folklore retellings, written for kids, but damn, they could be very disturbing. So if you've never read these books because they're kids' books, I would say definitely check these books out. Even if you're used to horror, these books are still great at unnerving you and creeping you out and leaving this impression on you after you read the stories. So I wanted to quickly go through each book and tell you the pros and cons of each one. So for book one, I got to say that this one has the weakest stories in the whole trilogy. It starts out with these stories that you're supposed to read to like your friends out loud or something, and they all end with you yelling and as a jump scare to scare your friends and stuff. And as individual stories, when you're reading them on your own, they really don't hold up well, and they're really not very good. But with that being said, it still has some pretty good stories that you will remember, that'll stick with you, like The Big Toe, High Beams, Babysitter, The Hook were all very good and creepy. So for the second book, this one is my personal favorite in the trilogy. It has the best stories in it, and I believe just about all of them hits, and they're all pretty creepy and just fun to read. There might be a few stories here and there that wasn't very good, but overall the second book is really, really good. So my favorite stories in book two would be Clinkety Clink, The Window, and The Bed by the Window. So book three, not as good as book two, but still pretty decent. This one has my favorite story in the whole trilogy, which is Harold. Like, after I read that, I literally had to put the book down when I first read it and just process how that story ended. And I just had to think about it. It creeped me out so fucking bad. It's about a doll coming to life, and I do not like dolls. So I'm going to give the trilogy overall an A. These books will do just fine creeping you out for Halloween. Just be aware going in that these are written for kids, and some of the stories can be really cheesy and can be a little cringe. The comedy that the first book was going for in some of the stories just did not land. It just came off real cringe. They're not perfect, but I do believe you'll find some stories in one of these books that you'll really like. And plus, you can read these in a day. They're really, really short. You can read the whole trilogy in probably one sitting. So thanks for watching, guys, and happy Halloween.